All right, boys.
All right, boys.
Some American football.
Yes, sir.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody, back to the Built Different podcast. We are back with the NFL podcast, episode 22. And
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
We couldn't make it a minute without Taylor Swift.
Shout out my Swifties, bro. That's gonna be Gucci.
shout out the Swifties. Kelsey and Taylor Swift are still going strong. And guess what? So are we. So good tie and good little mention there.
Thanks,
But we got a lot going on in the NFL. The trade deadline just passed. The Raiders are cleaning house. They finally had enough of being the Raiders, which took
Good
this
for them.
fucking long. Kirk Cousins, sadly, he's done for the year. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's gonna come back. We got power rankings. That's basically gonna be the episode. We're ranking the whole league and gonna talk about them. And then we got our usual stuff. Bills blocked, best bet, 5 wins, 5 touchdowns. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, give us some feedback, sell your souls to us, because we're just gonna provide you guys with another fire episode. That just is what it is.
Let's
Is
do
what
it.
it is. So how you guys doing?
Doing
today?
great, man. Browns are 4-3.
Shockingly.
It is what it is. It's every week.
We'll take it.
It's one of those things where it's like, even if we win on Sunday, I'm stressed to Monday because I don't know if Deshaun's playing or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can't catch a break.
Like, it's just like, I'm still like, I'm happy, but I'm like, okay, like, when am I going to get my quarterback? Because PJ Walker's like losing his hairline and he stinks. So that's what it is.
It's got all of us losing our hairlines if you bet the Browns too.
Yeah,
so.
literally.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's been brutal, but here's the thing, man. You're 4-3. After
4-3.
all
Gotta
that,
love that.
you're 4-3.
4-3, 7-1.
Yes, bro. The
And the
Eagles, man.
Eagles-
I know I'm wearing a Lions jersey, but that's because this is overdue. It's because it's still shout out to Jared Goff and the Lions,
Yeah.
everything they're doing over there.
Absolutely.
Gotta support it. But the Eagles, man, yeah, 7
And I don't think we've been on the pod since you guys played each other.
No,
we were supposed to talk about that game.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been a couple weeks. Life happens. But yeah, how you doing, Bill?
Doing good. I'm doing good, man.
What you drinking? The Prime today?
We're on Prime today.
Yeah.
Shout out Logan.
Hopefully
Shout out
we don't get a
KSI.
copyright
Absolutely.
strike because Logan Paul's been a dickhead when it comes to Prime. But yeah.
You think you'd want a
Imagine you
little
want-
advertising,
like,
but
we're going to charge those guys.
Yeah, man.
Feeling good. Dolphins are, we got one more chance to beat a Super Bowl contending team this week. If we don't do it this week, we don't get that chance until final 3 weeks of the season. So I really got to show something this week. And, I've liked what I've seen, but there's a little bit more to be desired.
Yeah.
So let's get after it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Absolutely, man. So digging right in, Kirk Cousins out for the year. He tore his Achilles, yeah. Tore his Achilles, which is a very, tough injury to have, especially being in the 30s like Kirk Cousins is. It's sad because he was really ripping up the field, man. Like, even when they were doing bad, he still was leading in yards. Or top 3 in yards, I think. And it's insane.
Yeah. It's awful. I feel terrible about it. It couldn't happen to, an all-around good guy like Kirk
Love
Cousins.
Kirk, man.
Couldn't happen
Love
to a great
Kirk.
guy.
Shout out to Kirk. Yeah.
It's tough, but here's the thing. Kirk, in that quarterback show, you can see that he does everything he can to make sure his body's right.
Yeah.
He will recover, and this is something that reminds me a little bit of that Drew Brees injury back in the day, where some teams, the Dolphins, didn't want to take a chance on a guy because, he's getting up there a little bit and coming off an injury. He's going to sign with a contender, man.
I agree.
If it's not the Vikings, he's going to have a chance to sign with a real deal contender, and he's going to be just as good on the other side.
Yeah.
That's my feelings on Kirk.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, it sucks though because they were getting hot.
Yeah.
They were
Bro,
getting hot.
that's the thing,
And
man.
Jordan Addison was bugging, especially against the Niners. He was wilding out, so TJ was bugging too. So definitely unfortunate. Hopefully, my boy J Dobbs, the scientist, could lock in and be okay. I actually think he'll be okay.
I don't know. We'll talk about that eventually, but when it comes to Kirk, it's like you said, the Vikings were starting to click on all cylinders. Honestly, they were a team where if Kirk didn't get injured, I was going to come on this podcast and say the Vikings have a chance to do a lot of damage this year.
Yeah.
Because what I loved is I don't love the Jefferson injury, the Justin Jefferson injury, But I thought it was a blessing in disguise for the Vikings so that Kirk could lock in with everything else he had on the team.
Right.
And he was locking in really well with everything else. And then you insert Justin Jefferson into that. Wow, they really could have fucked up some people.
Right.
I mean, they still can. I mean, with some luck, I guess. They still got a good offense around Dobbs and...
You think he's poop?
Dobbs?
Yeah.
The last 2 games that I watched of Dobbs, I can't even count on fingers how many times he overthrew his receivers, underthrew, made the wrong reads.
He just threw it.
He was just a mess, and that could be the Cardinals. And now he's going to the Vikings, where they're a little bit more structured than the Cardinals, which is why I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, the Vikings are done yet." Do I think he's gonna go and win them a playoff game? No, absolutely not. But when Jefferson comes back, I mean, if Dobbs can lock in to just throw it Justin Jefferson's way and whatever, but. It sucks, Kirk, we hope you get better soon. On the other end, Aaron Rodgers is on the field, doing a little, stepping back, putting a little pressure on the leg, throwing the ball.
Catch. That's all.
Like, how we feel?
I think we play the Jets week 17. He'll definitely be back for that. Also,
really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
All right.
It's week 10 now?
Yes.
9.
Week 9.
If he's already out there throwing,
I think he'll be ready in 2 months to play. So if they keep it, we haven't done game of the week yet, but I have a big
Zach Wilson's winning games, man.
Like my game. Yeah, I'll say my game of the week.
Yeah.
But if the Jets can hold on, if the Jets just hold on for Aaron, you never know. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all along that all the Jets have to do is stay in playoff contention. If there are 2-3 weeks left in the season and they have a chance at the playoffs, if it's any kind of realistic, Aaron Rodgers is on the field.
Yeah.
Because the Jets are going to get some games that they can win. I think they can beat the Chargers. Their defense is really good. I know for
Where's
sure.
Where's that game at, by the way?
In New York.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll win.
I like the Jets' chances against the Raiders. The Bills is a little iffy. Dolphins is a little iffy. But then Falcons, Texans... Dolphins again, I think being a division rival, they could steal one.
Absolutely.
Commanders, they're falling. I mean, Commanders just gave up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Browns, you don't know what the Browns is going to look like by then, and then the Patriots. So I think they can get in. And the thing I'll say is if Aaron Rodgers does comes back healthy, comes back like Aaron Rodgers, that surgery and that surgeon is going to be famous as fuck. Aaron Rodgers,
he already is.
Yeah.
Because he dealt with Kobe's Achilles.
Yeah. But the thing with Kobe is he came back and he wasn't the same,
Yeah.
So
it's a different position.
It's a different position.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he still dropped 60 this last game.
Yeah. But at the same time, with Aaron Rodgers,
he
he puts pressure on that leg. He gets tackled in his legs a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So.
And just to circle back to Kirk real quick, Kirk doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. I think Kirk's going to be fine, right?
I really feel great about Kirk coming back from it because he sits square in the same spot. He'll snap the ball and he's not moving more than
also,
he's
in no rush.
Yeah.
He has,
Well, it's still a rush. For an Achilles, it typically takes a full year. Full year.
Right.
This date next year. But that's just not the case now with this new surgery.
And
so
if Aaron Rodgers,
I think they'll be fine.
If Aaron Rodgers comes back, and I almost said Aaron Judge, but if Aaron Rodgers comes back, and like I said, he is himself, the Jets are going to have so much motivation to win behind Aaron Rodgers. And Zach Wilson, I think he's playing his role perfectly. Scary game against the Giants. I think the Giants did give it to the Jets a little bit. But Zach Wilson, and last year, it was Zach Wilson was straight up losing the Jets games. This year, he's doing just enough to get by, and I fuck with that.
Yeah.
He didn't expect to be the starter. They didn't trade him to be a starter at any point this season, and he's just doing enough to get by, and I fuck with it. I'm Jets, Jets. I can't wait to see what the fuck happens there.
Yeah. So the Giants, this is a mind-blowing stat for me, but in the past 6 quarters...
I hate those guys. The Giants are so nasty.
The Giants in the past 6 quarters have only allowed 1 third down conversion.
Yeah.
It's nuts. The defense is coming to play.
Wow.
So...
I think when you lose Daniel Jones, I think the Giants are just all right, fuck it, let's just lock in with the defense, something good that we do have, and see what happens.
But that wasn't good either. That's the thing. This is out of nowhere. So I didn't feel like they had the talent to pull this off. I didn't feel like they had the coaching to pull this off. Brian Daboll is a great offensive mind, but he was really it to me on that staff that could really just drum something up out of nothing.
Right.
But they're doing something here, so we're gonna talk about them and everybody else.
I think Daniel Jones and like Alfred Sengun are like good.
No, bro, no.
I think Daniel Jones and Sengun is actually a great comp. To be honest with you, he has the rushing yards.
Cutting this.
He has a playoff win. He has the money.
Just for some insight,
Or Saquon, he be Saquon. Actually, no, he can't.
Just for some insight, me and Dom sat here and argued about Sengun. Tune into the NBA podcast later this week.
We started this recording in the daylight, but it got dark before
because we were arguing about
football.
We were doing a who would you rather with Alfred Sengun.
But moving on, the trade deadline has come and gone. Not as much as I thought it would be, but then there was also some shockers there. The Commanders trade Montez Sweat and Chase Young, one to the 49ers. Where did Sweat go? Oh, to the Bears. Montez Sweat got fucking whatever.
He went to the Bears. Yeah.
Like what? Like what are the Bears doing, bro?
They're best.
I don't know. I don't know. They might pay Montez. They don't have anybody in that defensive front. They'll have cap space next year. They'll pay.
But
Montez
will Sweat accept the contract? Like that's the thing. Like you're going from the Commanders to the Bears. Like he woke up.
He's gonna accept it. They're gonna pay him like the money.
Imagine you're Montez, right? You wake up, you get a call. Yeah, we're probably trading you today. You know, we'll keep in touch. But you're definitely going to get traded today. And he thinks of all the ideas. San Fran.
San Fran's looking for a lineman.
He's like, oh my God, this is great. And then all of a sudden they call, yeah, man, we just got you to Chicago. Good luck. I would have threw my phone across the room. But Chase Young to the 49ers, I love it. That'll be like a nice revival for his career. And my favorite, obviously, this is just me being a homer, but I love what the Eagles did. I love Bayard. I love that he gets to reconnect with A.J. Brown. I know he's on the defense, Brown on the offense. And Julio Jones, man. He already got a game-winning touchdown.
That was the funniest thing in the NFL.
Oh, Julio Jones?
Getting a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, a game-winning touchdown from Julio Jones.
He started laughing. That's how you know the Commanders were poop.
Yeah.
Julio was just sitting on his couch watching. Who did the Eagles play before the Dolphins? The Jets.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm going to help those guys out.
Bro, he's just sitting on the couch not expecting to play at all this year, and the Eagles were like, hey, you just want to come through? And he's like, well, yeah, fuck it.
He's like, shut
right? Puts his fucking tacos down and just fucking gets up and leaves his house. But I like the Julio Jones acquisition because, like, he's going to be like the 4th, 5th option to catch the ball on the Eagles, and all you need is like 2 receptions from him, 2 big receptions when the other team forgets about him. Yep. And that game-winning touchdown was Julio, bro. Yeah. Caught it in traffic. Touchdown. Like we're here for that.
Yeah. It's great. It's a great story for the Eagles. It's a great story for the Eagles. It's not going to be impactful for the season, I don't feel.
I disagree.
I think Kevin Byard's impactful.
That one, yes. Julio, no.
Yeah, I mean, we needed something on our defense because, the Eagles' defense isn't doing what it should be. But I like Julio Jones. Like you got a veteran presence in there.
Yeah,
I like it for Devontae Smith a lot.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, he already gave us a game-winning touchdown. I think he's going to have... I'm not saying he's going to go out there and give you like 50, 60, 70 yards ever, but he's going to be that guy where you need like a big first down conversion, and he's going to be that guy like once or twice a game. Probably once.
I'm with you.
Maybe sometimes not at all. But
I like it like you said, I like it for Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Both Bama boys.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Jalen's a Bama boy.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a couple more Bama boys on that squad as well.
It's just when you already have A.J. Brown, who's not like a seasoned veteran by any means. He's a young dude, but still, you've got somebody with a blueprint to learn after.
But I think you take that responsibility away from A.J. Brown and let him just focus on
balling
being a Terminator.
Right
yeah, he's bugging.
Yeah, oh yeah, A.J. Brown, congrats to him. He broke the all-time record for 125-plus yards consecutively.
And 5 games straight.
Right, insane. And like the odds for it were still plus like 200.
I got it plus 300, yeah.
Really?
And that's
I didn't do it solo. I put it into a parlay. I should have done it solely because I absolutely knew he was going to
And I did do the same thing with Tyreek too. Yeah. I was like, the Pats going to lock that that up. Like, no.
I did think I had him under 100, like in my mind. I didn't bet it because I'm never betting him under anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But I thought in my mind Tyreek is definitely under 100 this week, so I stayed away.
Like for
Mistakes
Sunday,
are
I'm
made.
gonna overthink the Chiefs are gonna figure out Tyreek Hill. Like, you're just gonna get
No,
100
this is a
yards.
revenge game.
It's a revenge game.
I'm putting that in. That's in my best bet.
We're gonna talk about Dobbs and the Raiders and all that other shit during power rankings. But do you guys have any last thoughts about the trade deadline?
We traded Donovan Peoples-Jones to the Lions. He's from Detroit.
I love that for the Lions.
I like
bro.
that too. He's
Yeah.
one of our best pass blockers as an offensive
Yes, sir.
threat. So that was cool for them. I was upset the Browns didn't trade for Jacoby Brissett, but I'm happy I'm happy.
Well, but
at
that's
the same
the thing.
time.
I guess the Commanders were, for whatever reason,
wanted a day
asking for
two.
a haul.
They just wanted a day two.
So that's a
pick.
haul.
Yeah.
they wanted
Yeah.
they wanted a fifth rounder, and we were like, no, I'm not going to give you a fifth rounder.
Why would we give you a fifth
Or
round? You're
fourth
not even
rounder,
using
third or
him.
fourth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I was mad that we didn't, but also not mad because it's like, oh, Deshaun must be coming back soon. If we're
In
not
theory, yeah.
if we're not willing to risk to get Jacoby, like it must mean he's coming back soon. Because if they had traded a fourth round pick to get Jacoby Brissett, I'd be like, oh, Deshaun might be
It's done. He's fried.
Like we need Jacoby Brissett for the next 4 games. You know, so
what's challenging about it is you got to think of it this way: is Jacoby Brissett able to win you a Super Bowl as your starting quarterback in the playoffs?
Right.
No. So if that's not the case, then don't give up big capital on it.
Right.
Somebody that could help you on a run moving forward.
Right.
But if for a 5th round pick to help you get into a good position to make a run with Deshaun, sure. So to me, it says one of 2 things. It says Deshaun's either almost ready or not even close.
Right.
That's tough.
I get it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
But
I think he's.
I'm hoping.
I think he practiced today. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. You just never know what that guy
I think he
Deshaun-
did practice today though. Like
Deshaun Watson is the
practiced
most
today.
like mystical like creature in
He
the
is.
NFL.
He is. He's
Like even before all the massage shit, like even in Houston, it would be like games where he should have been good, he wasn't. Games that he wasn't supposed to be good, he throws like 400 yards.
Right.
Like he's the most unpredictable player in the NFL.
He is.
I'm gonna hit you with a fantasy impact question that I'm hoping you know because I did some research as much as I could and I couldn't really come up with anything. Donovan Peoples-Jones was on the field for close to 80% of the snaps across the season.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to open up opportunity for somebody. And of course, a lot more targets are going to go to Elijah Moore. A lot more are going to go to David Njoku.
Right.
That's something. But somebody's going to be on the field more. Do you think it's going to be David Bell, Cedric Tillman,
Won't
somebody
be David
else?
Bell.
Okay.
Like David Bell only
Does he poop?
for some odd reason. Like I can't say he is,
David Bell's
but he
poop.
is. But like,
We're talking about third receivers here.
but like, no, but
Everybody's
real quick
not-
on David Bell. For some odd reason, in the 4th quarter, on like a 3rd and 4, we really need it. He's on the field. Don't know why. Besides the point, I would say Cedric Tillman. I'd rather have Marquise Brown though. I'd rather have Marquise Goodwin out there.
Yeah.
Adds more speed. It's completely different from any other receiver we have.
Yep.
And we signed him to not fucking play him. I don't like that. But we drafted Cedric Tillman, so we're probably gonna put Cedric Tillman on the 3rd.
Okay.
On the slot. So
All right,
that's what
I like it. It's probably going to be a mix thereof. Let's be real.
But in
Probably all
fantasy,
three of
I
them.
wouldn't pick either one of them up.
Deep
And
sleeper.
if anything,
I got a deep league. Like we're talking like an
You have a deep
8-person
league.
bench with already like extra starters.
pick up Cedric Tillman, and
We got 3 receivers and 3 flexes plus 8 spots on the bench.
Yeah.
It is a big team.
If you could pick up both and see who booms,
Yeah.
then you could do that
Yeah.
too. Because I know you'd be having like
I don't know if I want to take up
you'd
quarter
be
of my
having
bench.
like
but-
Royce Freeman on the bench.
Yeah.
What the episode is all about is our power rankings. So basically what me, Bill, and Dom did is that we each gave each other our rankings for the whole league. Probably we all did it for maybe similar like reasons, maybe down the line reasons. But we averaged it out, and here's what we got. So we're going to start from the bottom. So 32nd, which should be obvious, Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Consensus.
So-
I think we all got the Panthers. Happy they got the win, but they
Sure. Yeah. I'm happy to. I think it's promising. Bryce Young gets a win against the number 2 pick. It's got to be good for his confidence. It's good for this team long term.
Right.
Doesn't mean they're good right now.
Right.
I mean, with the Panthers, for me, I think they shouldn't have done what they did in the offseason. They tried to like put together the most random team, random talents here and there to see if it would work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like it because it's just another situation where you're putting a young rookie quarterback into just a weird situation. So that's why he's not thriving. I don't think he's not talented or anything.
I'm going to disagree a little.
Yeah.
I think you have to get him and Adam Thielen. I think you have to get him somebody that's going to allow him to get some stats, get some
Something.
single
a
play
safety
wins.
blanket.
Yeah, and that's going to allow him to have any amount of confidence.
Right.
Because we've seen countless quarterbacks come into this league not have jack shit and end up floundering and be out of the league because they don't have confidence.
Sam Darnold is a very good example of that.
I don't know, man. He's got confidence now. You might see Sam Darnold before you know it.
I know.
We'll
We're going to talk about
when
that.
you first came in, though, like Robbie
Agreed.
Henderson,
Agreed.
bunch of burgers, Corey Davis.
Yeah.
I don't know Corey
I
Davis.
feel like the Panthers, they could have waited a year and gotten Caleb. And
No, they can't. You can't wait with that situation.
just get some veteran and
Coulda, but it's like
I don't know.
then you
Well, I mean,
leave yourself
also it's
never
Bryce
guaranteed.
Young. He was the number one quarterback.
right.
So
and you leave the
he
risk
could
of
be
winning
every
some
time.
games and losing the first. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
I'm
true.
with it.
So 31, I got the New York Giants. I know you guys said it was consensus Panthers. This was my 32nd team was the Giants. Just because I think they're a disaster right now. I think they gave too much money to Daniel Jones. Neglected Saquon Barkley a little bit. We're supposed to have a top defense, which we're seeing now, but in the beginning of the year, it was very rough.
Right.
And overall, you traded, a third-round pick for Darren Waller. I think everyone could have seen that wasn't going to fucking work. It's just a mess right now, and it's a shame because the Giants have had so many years to put together a good team, and this was the result of all of it. So, I mean, I really got nothing much to say, but they stink. They're poop.
Right.
Take the words right out of Dom's mouth.
Yeah.
They're rough, but that defense is coming together for me. That's why I had him just a tad higher.
Yeah.
I still had him, 30th, not 31st. So I'm not saying I had him a lot higher, but I don't know. I can name one team worse, is my opinion. That's all.
Yeah, I have the Cardinals worse, but it's pulling hairs.
It's just the bottom. It doesn't even fucking matter.
No Joshua Dobbs actually makes them actually worse.
Well, let's say the Giants get the first pick in the draft, right?
Right.
Do you guys draft Caleb Williams, or are you going to keep going with Daniel Jones because of the contract you just gave him?
It's Caleb Williams.
Easily?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Do you think anyone's going to trade for Daniel Jones?
That's the thing. Like,
I don't
if you
think it
could
matters.
trade, I mean, it kind of does.
Because you're about to have a $40 million
You
quarterback on your bench.
you pay Daniel Jones that much money to sit on the bench.
How
The New
much-
York media is gonna kill them.
Oh, of course. But here's the thing. If you look at good teams, how much are they paying their quarterbacks? And then you look at what your total quarterback payroll is going to be. You've got a $40 million backup. Yeah, that sucks. But if you've got a total of $55 million being spent at the quarterback position in year one, nobody's really worse off for that when everybody else in the league is paying the same amount.
Well, I think that there's no way they keep Caleb. They would draft Caleb and keep Daniel Jones. They would have to trade Daniel Jones for something. They traded Daniel Jones to Atlanta.
For a
Raiders,
7th-round pick.
If they're
for a
able
sixth,
to,
for a fifth, something, an asset to make the Giants better. There's a lot of holes on that roster.
Right.
So if you're gonna give me this year's sixth and next year's seventh, something will fucking help. Hopefully,
Right.
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So it is what it is.
But no, the Giants are probably going to stick around.
But they'll
with Daniel
probably
Jones, sadly.
you could probably realistically get a 4th round pick for Daniel Jones.
they're also not going to be in
the right
position to
team.
draft Caleb
Yeah.
Williams.
Huh?
They're not going to be in position to draft Caleb Williams. They will win
sure?
enough games to not.
You sure?
Yes.
When
What are
Daniel
they
Jones
at?
coming back?
Aren't they at like 2 and something?
No,
or
they're
1
not
and something?
2. They're like,
The-
I was actually looking at it earlier. I think it might have been like fifth or sixth.
Yeah, let's take a look at Tankathon here.
I think they're like 5th or 6th.
As of right now, they would be picking 4th in the draft with their 2-6 record.
And they're starting
But you-
Tommy DeVito.
You
bro.
got to think that like they can lose. Yeah, DeVito fucking stinks. Doesn't want to throw the ball. He threw the ball like 4 times all game after coming in. But I don't know. I think the Cardinals, when Kyler comes back, I think they can win maybe 1 or 2 games off of Kyler alone. And the Bears, who get Carolina's pick, by the way, that was a disaster of a trade. Now that we're looking at it, I don't know. I think Carolina could sneak another win. I mean, they've snuck one.
There's a chance, but at the same time, the Giants are playing the Raiders this week. The Giants might get their 3rd win right now.
We'll see,
I don't
man.
think they will. I've got the Raiders in that, but the Giants have a schedule that they could
Hemorrhoids.
Well,
that's what the Giants are.
The Giants
hemorrhoids.
have a lot of questions. The Giants have a lot of.
Hemorrhoids.
They kind of have to trade Daniel Jones. Because if you draft Caleb, that money has to go somewhere else because you have to keep Saquon.
Yeah.
Because if you don't keep Saquon, then you have Caleb with who?
Yeah. Unless you
Darren
sign
Waller.
somebody else.
Darren Waller.
Isaiah Hodgins.
Yeah.
But to save time,
Yeah.
because that's number 31. Number 30 was the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I
think we have Bears at 29. All of us have Bears at 29.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 30th is the Arizona Cardinals.
We already talked about it a bit, but ultimately, this is a team that could catapult with Kyler. And when I say catapult, I mean like to 22nd or something. But they might not be in amongst the bottom four for very long.
Right.
Well, because we've seen it earlier this year. They were in games. They were in almost every game they played.
They're a gritty team, and I think the coach has them playing well.
Right.
For who they are.
Gaden he's locked in out there.
He's doing his thing.
I
fuck with it.
He's locked in.
And that's why, so to talk about Kyler Murray, I'm really glad he's coming back. I'm glad he's going to be healthy. I thought, I told you last year, I said I don't see him in a Cardinals jersey ever again. Yeah. We're gonna see it either this week or next week. He's fully healthy.
Next week.
My thing with Kyler is I don't like Kyler Murray slander. I've been in arguments with some people over the last week because he's given us two very, very good seasons. Mm-hmm. One of those seasons, at some point, he was number one in the MVP rank, and then he just fell off the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. But I like it. I think I'm not going to say the Cardinals should keep him because they're in a good spot. They're going to have two, high draft picks,
right?
Depending on where the Texans end up finishing. I think Kyler is going to be a lot better once he's traded. I hope he's traded to a team like the 49ers or the Cowboys or, the Vikings.
Somebody with a team built.
Yeah, a team structure because I was just throwing teams out there. 49ers, Cowboys, whatever. If the Cowboys are to move on from Dak, I think Kyler would be...
They're not doing that.
Right, I think he would be a way better option than Trey Lance if they ever did move on from Dak.
Kyler...
But
he's also got a contract.
Yeah. Kyler's not going to be a backup anymore. The only teams that are going to be looking for quarterbacks next year is Vegas, Chicago.
If he goes there, his career's over. He goes to Chicago, his career's over.
Atlanta,
I think that'd be a cool spot for him to go. I just think he needs to go to a team with structure because I think a lot of people, the big problem with Kyler is that he doesn't focus on his craft. He doesn't take it as seriously as he probably should. I think if he goes to a team that'll kind of force that to him,
maybe
like I said, the 49ers,
maybe Green Bay.
even Green Bay, but the 49ers especially, I think he's...
I don't think they have cap for him.
Yeah, he's immediately one of the best players in football again. I love Kyler. I'm not going to accept any Kyler slander no matter what he does this year.
Too.
I can't wait to see.
I don't think Kyler's that good.
I think if he's on the Raiders,
you don't think he's that good?
I think if he's on the Raiders,
that's conversation for a different day. Let's see how he does when he comes back.
If he's on the Raiders, bro, he's fine.
I'm sorry, man. The two seasons from Kyler, I had to pull it up on my phone where he throws for his first 3 seasons he damn near almost got 4,000 yards, and then touchdowns 26-12, 24-10. I love the 2 Pro Bowl seasons that Kyler's given us. So. I love it.
Was he bad the last year that they were playing? Yes.
Yeah.
But the whole team was bad.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right.
O-line was bad.
But the whole team's bad. Realistically, whole team was bad for most of his career so far. He's been playing from behind.
They were a playoff team 1 year.
They did it once.
And that was the year that people wanted to give him the MVP.
He played a big role in that year. Don't get me wrong. He's shown flashes. He's also been figured out.
But my opinion is I compare him, and this could be a weird comparison, but I compare him to Zion Williamson in the fact that if he is on the field...
I'm trying to think.
Yeah. This is the comparison, is that with Zion, when he plays, I always trust in Zion. Why? Because he's a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
A very top athlete. Kyler Murray, we can't forget, he played baseball. He played football in college. He is an athlete. He will figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't think you can ever write him off.
I'm with you on that. I think Zion might be a little better at his craft.
Well, of course.
But I like the comp.
But it's like if Zion, he can get injured every single year for the rest of his career, I can trust that he'll come back and he'll be great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what basketball I'd compare him to?
No.
Don't not give
All right,
Sid any credit.
I
Any
think
more credit than he needs.
Bill forced to move on. So the Bears at 29th. I don't got much to say about them. I think they still have a lot to figure out. I don't think they should give up on Justin Fields just yet.
Totally.
Because they're building. I mean, I think the move to get Montez is. I think they're really building towards next year.
But also,
I think Fields showed me enough in those 2 games to say you have to give him a real shot.
Yeah,
he's got to be healthy for you to give him that shot. So.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna have 2 very good draft picks. Another team with 2 very good draft picks. And, I mean, one of those is the Panthers. So, you're going to get, most likely, a top talent.
They're going to get the second or third. If everything sits right now, they get the second and the third.
Yeah, so...
If everything sits right now, they get the second and the third.
That's what I said, second and the third.
So, I think you get...
Second and the third, yeah.
In the second round, you get a big offensive lineman. And with that second and third pick, you just get 2 of the top offensive guys. Keep feeding Justin Fields weapons.
That's the thing.
Maybe the best defensive player and then the best offensive player, non-quarterback.
You grab Marvin Harrison Jr. and you grab an offensive lineman.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
But it all depends. But the Bears, it all depends on who's coaching. Eberflus is out.
Eberflus.
He's out.
Eberflus.
He's out. I think
Eberglutes.
I think Eric Bieniemy takes that job.
Yeah.
And who he brings for DC is a thing. But I think he's better than what they have now. I think Coach B would be able to make him at least win 5 fucking football games with Justin Fields.
I don't think the Commanders are really putting Eric Bieniemy in a great light, which we're going to talk about Commanders very soon.
Right now. So, yeah, let's move on. So, the 28th, right? Yeah, number 28 is the Commanders. We're all going to give our thoughts, but I think he's done great with the Commanders because, in my opinion, I didn't expect them to do well. But they've had some really good fucking offensive games this year.
Just because they're cooking your defense doesn't make them great.
I mean,
they couldn't move the football against the Bears.
And I don't know if that completely falls on him, bro.
It doesn't.
Ron Rivera has this expired mentality for coaching that just doesn't work anymore, bro. So
Ron Rivera and Tom Thibodeau are the same person. I agree with you.
I love that comparison. Yeah, we keep bringing these like NBA comparisons. But they're the same. Welcome to the NFL NBA podcast. No. What was your?
Sam Howell has half of Sam Howell's games are good, half of them are bad or worse.
But that's
and Eric Bieniemy should be better than this. That's it.
Well, they have one of the worst O-lines in football, bro.
The O-line is terrible,
and their running back situation is awful.
I disagree. I think
Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson.
I don't think they're that good, bro.
I'm not saying they're great, but I'm saying that they're an average at minimum.
Well, they can't run block, pass block, and with average quarterback play and average running back play.
But I like Jahan Dotson's talent.
I get that, but
I like Terry McLaurin even more.
I get that.
Logan Thomas has been a weapon.
He's
for them.
good.
He's balling out for them right now.
He's good.
So you have all this, and you have the greatest offensive mind.
It's
top, but
top
still.
5. Well, no,
even so, I can't even give him top 10 right now with what he's out there.
I think the Bears just need an offensive minded.
I get it,
and they did that with Nagy, and it was awful.
Yeah.
So they might do it with Bieniemy and see what happens.
I think time will tell, but I think there's going to be available offensive minds that are better than Eric Bieniemy right now. I think Eric Bieniemy is going to need at least one more year to prove that he can turn this program around, and if he can't, then I don't see him
not going to be able to. But he's probably not going to be able to do that.
Riverboat
Ronnie, he's gone.
Yeah.
Riverboat.
Del Rio, he's gone. So unless they make Bieniemy like the head coach, which why would you do that?
Yeah.
Then he's probably gone. I don't think
that's the thing. That's the only job that I think he has a chance of getting next year.
If he doesn't
get that, then he's not a head coach next year.
It'll probably be the offensive coordinator for the Lions to get a head coaching job, and Bieniemy might go over there.
I can see that.
Some shit like that.
We'll but we got the Patriots at 32, 27. All right, so we got the New England Patriots at 27. I promised that they want to get screen time for the rest of the year, so this is it. I don't got nothing to say besides I think
they're worse than the Commanders.
I think Bill Belichick's becoming their worst enemy rather than their best friend now. Because they're continuing to believe in the Bill Belichick way.
I agree.
I think they're just going to keep him around until he decides to go, and I think that it's just a bad idea.
They just don't have talent.
I think they kind of owe him that, but at the same time, I think he's pulling too many strings. He's making too many decisions.
And he's put a terrible team together.
He has.
It's the off football team.
Yeah.
So that's
maybe
tough.
he might be looking for
Kendrick Bourne was the bright spot.
Maybe he goes to Las Vegas.
Like,
Brady's like, come over to Vegas and coach. That would be crazy.
That would be fun.
No, Jimmy G's gone. He's gone. Jimmy G's gone.
Yeah, he's got to be. He's got to be.
He's gone.
But yeah, I'm kind of happy the Patriots suck right now.
Yeah, I want you on that.
It's not necessarily because I'm happy. I love their jerseys and shit. It's just like their team is just like,
Who do you have?
you know,
next?
like
Who do you have next?
27th we got the Las Vegas Raiders. They just fired everybody at like 10 o'clock last night. So
They would have been lower if they didn't. Is where I had them in my power.
I just have the Packers worse than them, but you have the Packers ahead of, like, it's the same shit.
yeah, no, this is all of our shit.
It's all
It's all of our
close.
shits? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so the power ranking is everyone's averaged into this one list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't even know my list because I deleted it. Yeah.
Okay, so is
Is all averaged together. So this is what we did is we ranked everybody. All three of us ranked, and then this is the average.
This is the average?
position.
Okay, copy.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So how do like the Raiders? You know, Jimmy G. I'm sorry for ever defending that guy. Sorry that I was on here on the podcast last year just defending
As you
him.
should be.
As you should.
I don't know. I mean, the Raiders, they did Raider things. I mean, even this whole burning down everything. I mean, I think it was clear as day that Josh McDaniels was not the head coach of this team. Like, he was not the guy. Their GM was not the guy because, you know, you had all these options at quarterback and you went with Jimmy G. Like, I would have even traded for fucking Jameis Winston than... Like I would have rather traded for Jameis Winston than having Jimmy G. I would have done literally anything else. Why did you get rid of Derek Carr if you were just going to pick up Jimmy G? You know what I'm saying?
Just like, thinking Jimmy G is better than Derek Carr, like I said.
Alone, like you got Devontae Adams, and you paired him with
right
you paired Devontae Adams with Jimmy G, bro.
One of the number one traits you must have as a leader, I don't care of any kind, is accountability. And I don't feel like they took any accountability at all for their mistakes. Yeah. And they stuck with their mistakes for way too long.
And Jimmy G is like the Lakers Westbrook, bro. Like when they like that one whole season,
but
where
he's
he was
killing
bad.
right now in Clippers.
And I'm talking Lakers Westbrook, not Clippers Westbrook. I'm talking Lakers Westbrook.
Okay.
Like, you know, he had his little time. You know, he was,
I feel like Mac's about to pop out from under the table with this NBA crossover.
Oh yeah, right. Oh my God, another one.
But I'll say this. I think the Raiders. I think what Mark Davis is doing. I think more NFL teams should do it. Like, oh, you stink. Get the fuck out now.
Yeah, and that's why I said.
And
like,
you're part of the stink. Get out.
And I think they should trade Devontae Adams too when the season's over. Just because, like, what are you surrounding him with?
It depends on how the
what quarterback is going to sit here and be like, I want to go to the Raiders to play with Devontae. I don't think Devontae Adams. He's great. He's probably like he's top 2 wide receivers in the NFL. But I don't think anyone's going to sit here and go to the Raiders because of Devontae Adams. It's the fucking Raiders, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't know how long Devontae Adams is going to want to be there. So
yeah, because now he's probably seeing this. He's probably like, "Damn, this team's a fucking mess."
Yeah, he's probably like, "Trade me to the New York."
What happened?
Trade me to the Jets right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will say I'm excited to see what Antonio Pierce.
Oh yeah, Bill was right.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels was the first head coach fired this year.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a big
good
call.
while ago.
Yeah.
I had Brandon Staley going into the year. I'm not going to lie to you all.
Yeah,
but
Yeah, he'll be right there behind him.
I said it. It was a very pivotal moment earlier this year that I said that was my opening take, and that absolutely came true. But I'm excited to see what Antonio Pierce can do. I think this is going to be a very similar situation to Jeff Saturday taking over. He's coming out. He's going to get this first win, and his first game as an interim head coach might be the last one he wins. But
Raiders should hire Jeff Saturday.
Why not? Just for the sake of our podcast.
Come on, like they're already a meme.
He stinks.
Like, what are they really gonna do for the rest of the year with Aiden O'Connell?
He was bad.
Or Brian Hoyer. That's crazy. I think the moment the Raiders signed Brian Hoyer, they should have gotten rid of Josh McDaniels because that's just not. All these Patriots ties are just disgusting now. But at 26, we got the Green Bay Packers. I don't have much to say about them. I love Jordan Love. I think he has a lot more to develop, which is crazy because he's had 4 years to develop already. I just think they're young. Like, they're still trying to figure it all out. I can't really shame them for being this bad so far. We've seen good things out of Jordan Love. Seen a lot of bad things too. But, they're just a team that's there now. You know?
Yeah, I have nothing else for them.
As we approach the bottom middle of the pack, that's pretty much it. And they just traded Roswell Douglas. Like, I don't know. They're in sell mode. Maybe they'll get better. Yeah. But
so 25, we got the Denver Broncos.
Let's ride, baby.
A lot better. They probably would have been bottom 3 if we did this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to look better. Obviously a win over the Chiefs will make you look good.
It does that.
But I think they're starting to figure it out. I think Sean Payton is starting to find his niche with the team. I think the offense is starting to put together a lot of good drives. But they're also like the Raiders. They started stripping their team like mid-season. So I don't really know what to expect from them for the rest of the year. I don't know if Russell Wilson will be back next year. I know Sean Payton will be back. I don't know if Russell Wilson will be back.
Who they play while he's talking about who they play after the bye week because they're on bye right now.
Yeah, let me pull that up.
And then they I don't know who they play after that.
Yeah,
might be the Browns. No,
it's just a lot of stupidity that surrounds the Broncos always.
Yeah. Next game is we got Broncos-Bills on Monday Night Football.
That's a big game, and then they play. Then they play the Browns.
They have a lot of games.
No, they don't play the Browns.
It's Bills, Vikings, Browns, Texans,
yeah.
Chargers, Lions, Pats.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so 24th, I believe, Colts.
Yep.
So number 24 is the Indianapolis Colts, losing Richardson for the year. Got Gardner Minshew in there. They got Jonathan Taylor back. I don't think it's enough to win anything. I don't think they'll squeeze in the playoffs. I like what Minshew's showing though.
I like what Stiple's doing too, the head coach.
Yeah, they're
he's
doing nice.
Their problems.
This sucks that Anthony Richardson got hurt.
Yeah,
because this is a team that could be a lot of fun to watch, but instead we got this.
Yeah, it's oddly weird that I think we called that like Richardson would come in injury prone. Obviously he had the big injury.
Style,
yeah. But with the Colts, I think, Gardner Minshew, my only take on this is I think Gardner Minshew is probably playing for a job next year. I think he's showing that you could slide him into a comfortable situation and he will do well.
I think he's a more than capable backup.
Imagine if he was on the Raiders right now.
I don't think the Raiders are much better or worse.
I think he's a miles better than Jimmy G.
What? Not Miles.
Miles?
Yeah. I just don't like Jimmy G anymore. He's useless.
Yeah,
I
know he's dead to you after you really hung on to it.
I know, but like Jimmy G at this point, I think he's fully useless. And then Gardner Minshew, he's showing that he has a lot in the tank.
Bro,
can give you 300.
Minshew's my boy.
Minshew, Jimmy G, PJ Walker, Sengun, same shit.
Yo, my God, you kill me every time. All right, do you guys have any takes on the Colts?
No, I don't.
I'm happy Jonathan Taylor's back doing his thing a little bit. We're seeing some signs of life from Jonathan Taylor with his new contract. So that's all I got.
24, the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis is in there doing his fucking thing, like a huge first game. I don't know what to expect from him. This is probably why I had them so low on my list, because it's like, I don't think you can expect them to like sneak into the playoffs, but at the same time, maybe this Will Levis thing is actually the real deal.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what to expect. I just like that Hopkins is getting the ball now.
Yeah. So. You got Titans actually number 22 on the consensus list. I had them down in 26. I think this team's in trouble. I don't know what they're doing on defense. They haven't figured out how to defend anything in the secondary, and then they get rid of Byard. So I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry is not what he once was, and Derrick Henry, by all means, it was an animal, but he's known for running people over. Has only really ever run over defensive backs. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. The identity of this team is weird right now. Will Levis to DeAndre Hopkins was an awesome connection. Happened three times. Man. I don't know if it's going to happen a whole lot more.
Well,
so
Pittsburgh secondary stinks too, so we'll see.
Joey Porter's been a monster.
Yeah.
So outside of him,
this is D-Hop.
Let's see.
Who's better, AJ Terrell, D-Hop? AJ Terrell, Joey Porter.
That's an individual matchup that I'm looking forward to. Okay. Joey Porter versus D-Hop, because we know Will Levis likes it. We know he likes to sling it. He reminds me of Jay Cutler. That's his pro comp.
Will Levis
throws off back foot, slings it, hopes for the best. I'm for it. It's exciting football. It's not winning football, but it's exciting football. So
I'm with you.
Will Levis, he just has what I like seeing from him is he had that common sense. All right, this is my first game. I'm just gonna throw it to Hopkins. He's my guy. Let's figure it out after that, and it worked. So we'll see. 21 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't have much to say because I still think that they'll win the division. I love that Baker Mayfield is the guy that's the quarterback for this team. I just think they've had some games here that have just been pretty underwhelming, which I think we expected. So at 21,
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who's you? I don't think so. You have something to
I
say
wish
about
they had running backs. I just wish.
No, I think they wish. I wish they could run block. I think Rachaad White's not terrible.
I do. I think.
I don't think he's better than Brian Robinson, bro. He is.
I just totally disagree.
He is.
I'll get some advanced stats on that. Like, I want to see yards after contact. I want to see how many.
He
broken
looked good
tackles,
against the Bills game. He was running hard. They don't scheme the run. They don't scheme the run.
You're correct on that.
They don't scheme the run the right way, bro. It's just like inside zone. You're like fucking halfback dives. Like you're just running into. Like there's nobody's pulling. No one's misdirection. No one's countering. No one's doing.
Eric Bieniemy hasn't been much of a genius on this either.
Yeah, they do the same shit. They do the same shit. They do the same shit, bro. They terrible run play. Awful. It was awful.
Yeah, and I'll just say I hope the Buccaneers win the division at this point. I mean, they're starting to look like they're about to start tailing off for the rest of the year. For Baker's sake, I really hope that they stick it out and do what they got to do.
Who do you have next? Let's rush you.
Our number 20th is some of these teams were tied, so I
just don't think the Rams are better than the Bucs.
No, they were tied. Okay, based on our consensus,
or the Falcons.
So they were all tied.
I had the Rams significantly higher than I had the Rams better than the Bucs and the Falcons. I think this is pending Matt Stafford staying healthy.
They stink.
If he's done, then they're done.
So
they stink.
Number 20 is the Rams. My take on the Rams is just I don't know why they're hanging on to this. I thought, Kupp is still obviously a monster. Cooper Kupp's one of the best wide receivers in the league. Hats off. Aaron Donald still doing his thing on the defensive end. Matthew Stafford still doing things with the football. It's just not a good team anymore.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work anymore. If they hang on at the end of the season, like in free agency, if they hang on to these players, I'm going to be very confused. Because I think at this point, like last year, literally, we didn't know if Stafford was coming back. We didn't know if Sean McVay was coming back. Didn't know if Aaron Donald was coming back. They came back, and it didn't work. So if that doesn't answer your questions, I don't know what will. I think the Rams got to start ending this sooner rather than later.
I don't know, man. The Rams right now are 3-5, and I look back at the Bengals game, lost by 1 score. The Eagles game was closer than it looked at the end at 23-14. Steelers game, they lost by 1 score. They could be 5-3 easily, and then we'd be having a different conversation. The offense has looked good when healthy. They haven't been healthy much. And I think once they get healthy, they have a decent chance of having a good offense. Cooper Kupp isn't quite there yet. Puka Nacua has been good but banged up. Kyron Williams has been out. Matt Stafford is now out. I can see them really going on a real good losing streak especially if Matt Stafford's out. They don't stand a chance. But I don't know. This is a young team that is stringing together some good stuff. I don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're good. I don't think they're that bad.
I look at it as if these teams play Sunday, if the Bucs were to play the Rams Sunday at the crib, or even in LA, I'm picking the Bucs.
I don't know about that.
I'm not.
That's just me.
I'm not if they're healthy. That's the thing.
The Bucs were playing good against Buffalo. They played okay against Buffalo. Is Buffalo better?
Everybody plays good against Buffalo except for the Dolphins.
I get that. All right, on to the next.
So 19 is the Atlanta Falcons. Finally, they benched Ritter, and I love it because Taylor Heineke has come in and
I'm intrigued.
He's Tyler Heineke. I think Tyler Heineke is a guy that can rally a team. We saw that in Washington. Literally, the playoff game that he played against Tom Brady. I understand that they lost, but the team was really fucking pumped around fucking Tyler Heineke. So I like that. It's a young team. Is Tyler Heineke your future quarterback? No. But I think he's a quarterback right now that's going to get you to the end of the season, maybe even get you into the playoffs. And if they face the right team, can maybe even win you a playoff game. Because Bijan Robinson has been as advertised. I don't really like that one game where they had him in sick and we all betted on him and he didn't touch the ball. But
I didn't bet on him. I don't bet him.
I like what the Falcons have here moving forward. As long as they get a quarterback in the offseason that fits his team.
Yeah, so. I this is another one. I had them lower until they benched Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
And that instantly bumps them 5 spots.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think their defense is kind of overrated, but
I agree with that
Absolutely.
too. Yeah.
It's just I'm more in love with their offense.
also no. I think Arthur Smith is awful. I think he loses his job, so that's why I have him lower than.
I've got him at the end of the year losing the job.
He sticks.
I agree.
So number 18, we got the Houston Texans. They're probably really high because I had them.
I like the Texans.
I had them decently up my list. The only reason is because they're doing a lot of good things here. Their coaching is great. CJ Stroud, I mean, I think I would like to see more from CJ Stroud this, halfway through, but at the same time, he's still a rookie, so I just like what he's done. Mm-hmm. I like what they're building. It seems like they're building an identity on the offensive end and the defensive end. Do I think they're going to make the playoffs? No, but I really like this team. I really like the Texans.
Yeah.
They're young. They look good. They're exciting to watch. They're fun to watch.
Almost ready for Nico Collins, but I did it. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so number 17 is Dom's favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. You had them high. That's the only reason why they're this high, because I don't like the Saints. Just because, I don't know, I don't like what Derek Carr has shown.
I do have them high.
I think they're a mess because Olave and Kamara, they can't. Olave now.
They looked good against the Colts.
I like Olave on the field, but he's starting to get into some off-field, shenanigans. It's just typical of the Saints.
Look good against our number 23 Indianapolis Colts. Yeah.
Like,
so I've got them up. I don't know.
Will they win the division?
Who's ahead of them? Who do you have ahead of them? Who we have ahead of them?
So we got the Vikings at 16.
I think they beat Josh Dobbs and the Vikings, bro.
Absolutely.
So that's where this ranking gets really tough.
That's where I get, and I think
the Vikings.
Know, but for a matter of fact, I know the Chargers go into New Orleans and lose without a doubt.
I think I would take that bet against you.
Without a doubt. There's no way Brandon
$5?
Stanley would go into New Orleans and beat that team.
$5?
If they play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we gotta arrange this. We gotta talk to our people and get that game on the books.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a nice little
$5 bet.
I don't. Yeah. Keep going though.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to the Saints, I just think it's just a bunch of shit put together at this point, and they're just trying to hang on.
They could have beaten the Jags. They could have actually won that game.
Could have beaten a lot of people.
They got the
I know, but y'all talking about that like poop.
No, not poop. I just don't.
No, he's saying yeah. You're saying no.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's the Saints are just like, I don't know, because Derek Carr, one game he'll give you 350 yards. Another game he looks like he probably shouldn't even be in the fucking NFL anymore. And I just don't like Kamara. Same thing. One game he'll rush like his fucking head's chopped off. Another game, what the fuck is Kamara doing there? Michael Thomas. One game. Oh my god, it's Michael Thomas. Another game. What the fuck is he still doing there?
Michael Thomas?
Like right.
Yeah.
And then Olave is just a consistent guy through because he's an electric rookie. But
he hasn't been as consistent as you'd want him to be.
I
So
keep calling him a rookie. He's just Ben Simmons. Oh fuck.
forever.
All right.
Forever rookie.
All right. So number 16 is the Minnesota Vikings. The reason why I still have them high is because I just don't know what to expect from them. I personally, I'll sit here and say I don't like Josh Dobbs. I don't think they're gonna go with him
Because he has no hair.
No,
he's bald.
Because the last few games I watched of him, I'm like, how the fuck did he get to the NFL, bro? He's not just overthrowing or just underthrowing his receivers. He's missing them by fucking 20 yards, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
I'll say I like Kevin O'Connell better than the Arizona coaching staff for getting him to do something. They need him to be serviceable. They've got much better offensive weapons in Minnesota, especially once Justin Jefferson
I just think
comes
serviceable
back.
is just not going to get the job done.
But the Dobbs
Bro,
he's
we're
inconsistent,
talking
but there
about-
was a time when he be looking locked in out there.
We sat here and we said that Kirk Cousins is having maybe the best season in the NFL up until being injured, right?
Right.
But he probably would have been on our top 5 MVP list that we're
Not
going to do.
me, but yeah.
I would, just because his stats are there.
Without Justin Jefferson, I'd start to consider it, but yeah.
My thing is, if Dobbs is serviceable, I don't think it gets it done because Kirk Cousins was going off and they were losing a lot of games with him doing everything right.
We'll see.
So,
But still, we're not talking about them winning Super Bowl here. We're talking about them staying average.
Oh,
And I
the
think
playoffs,
they stay
second
average.
seed.
playoffs, I can't see.
We'll see.
I don't got the... I honestly...
I support
Justin Jefferson...
I support J. Dobbs.
Bro, Justin Jefferson sitting at home watches Kirk go down and your response is to get Josh Dobbs, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back.
Depends if he wins a game without him.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued at what Jaren Hall does.
So I like Jaren Hall, and that's why I still have.
I don't love Jaren Hall. He's a raw talent.
But I like.
We're mixed emotions about the Vikings. I think the Saints are just better than him. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's going to depend on.
I love the Vikings weapons, bro.
I get it.
I love the Vikings weapons.
The Saints have gotten below average quarterback play from Derek Carr.
Right.
If the Vikings can drum up average quarterback play somewhere somehow, they are better than the Saints. That's it. But I'm not confident that can happen.
Okay.
That's the big question mark. Okay. Can they get average or better quarterback play?
So speaking of average, number 15 is the Chargers. The most average team you got out there, but they shouldn't be average. I hate the Chargers. I hate watching them. I don't like Herbert. I'm not saying Herbert's bad or poop. I just don't like Herbert. I don't think it has too much to do with coaching because Herbert's had many chances to win games this year,
right.
And he's been the one to lose them games. Is their coaching bad? Absolutely. That's why they're 15th. I don't think either they're going to squeeze into the playoffs or they're not. Either way, it's a failure of the year. Staley's going. For the second year in a row, they've had so much talent, and it's just average. And I'm tired of wasting my breath on the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, since Herbert came in the league, no quarterback has more losses on their resume than Justin Herbert.
Yeah. I don't want to say the word, but yeah.
Poop.
I don't want to say the word, but
I'll say
no, it's not that. It's WP, but that.
Wet poop?
Wait.
What are we doing?
I just think, bro, he's literally he's never won. He's never been an all NFL. He's never been an all team NFL. He's never won a playoff game. I think he's been on 2 Pro Bowls.
I think so. My thing is if the Chargers get better coaching, Herbert's gonna look a lot better.
But he literally have done nothing to earn that contract. He hasn't won the division. How many times has he beaten the Chiefs? Once, twice.
I also have a hard time blaming him. I'm a Justin Herbert hater.
I get it.
Not as bad.
I don't blame
him.
I think he's Gucci. I think he's good.
In hating,
but I think Brandon Staley's awful.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying for him that contract made me very, very mad because it's he has done literally nothing.
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson has done more.
I don't know though because I think the contract is. I don't think I don't want to say it's fine, but just because he's in the top 5 paid quarterbacks in the NFL right now, I don't like that. I just think when you look at the quarterback situation on so many of these other teams, right. If I'm the Chargers, I'm glad I have Justin Herbert.
Yeah, no, me too.
And that's probably why they give him that money because it's what else? Are we gonna go get Jimmy G like the Raiders? Bro, I feel like the Chargers would have done that.
They had to pay.
If they didn't have Justin Herbert, the Chargers are the type of team to go get Jimmy G.
Right.
So So number 14 is the Steelers. I don't get it.
This is weird.
I don't know about that one.
I don't want them to be this high.
Them. The Saints
but you like the Saints, so you can't say that.
The Chargers.
The problem is
Mike Tomlin would beat Brandon Staley just in anything in life.
The problem is the 4-3. They got a winning record.
Yeah.
And there's not that many teams with winning records to put them much lower. So I don't want them to be this high. I don't see why they are. Not with Kenny Pickett, especially. So
you know what the Raiders should have done? They fired 3 people, right? And benched Jimmy Garoppolo. They should have called the Steelers to fire Matt Canada because he's just that bad at his job.
Throw him out.
He's equally as bad as Josh. He might be worse than Josh McDaniels. I think he's the worst. He's worse than Josh McDaniels.
They're on ever since he's been hired, they have not had a 300-yard game yet.
Yeah,
and how is he still there, bro? You need 300-yard games, but they're still winning because their defense is just doing their thing, and their coaching just
Tomlin,
does just enough to win these games. Because I think they win a lot of situational games where teams come in injured or they come in with some drama.
If Nick Chubb doesn't get hurt,
right,
it's a completely different football game.
Correct, and then they're 3-4, and we're having a different conversation.
Yeah, and the Browns are 5-2, completely different conversation.
Correct.
Browns could have won last game too, but we'll talk about.
So 13, we got the New York Jets. Jets, that's Jets, pretty high on this list. We already talked about them, so just to reiterate that point, I think Zach Wilson's doing just enough. He's doing. I give him an A+ for what he's doing, not because of his stats, but because they're winning games
and maturity,
and they're trying to just get this baton passed to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This ranking doesn't factor in enough that this baton will get past Aaron Rodgers as long as the record stays.
Yeah, and that's why
they beat the Eagles,
right? But I don't
they should have beaten the Chiefs.
I don't think we talked about on this podcast about that loss to the Jets.
No, we did.
But I think the Jets have. I said it in the beginning here, the best defense in the NFL. I think they do.
I don't. It's up there.
It's up there, but I don't like that excuse that you just gave your Eagles because they were down 3 corners. They should not have lost.
No. That game was literally on Jalen Hurts' interception in the red zone at the end of the game. Okay. Like that, you should just be chewing off the clock. The Jets are already beating the shit out of us. Their defense is already cooking us. We only have 14 fucking points. So get the fucking game over and let's take this ugly ass win and move on. Right. Instead, Hurts throws a fucking dickhead touchdown, and here we are with the only loss on our season. Yeah. But I don't know. You guys know me. You guys know where I stand with Zach Wilson. So
yeah, that's fair. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
All right. Yeah, we talked about them earlier. Number 12 is your Browns. We talked about them too, but I think that it all depends on if Deshaun Watson. He gave us a good game this year before he got hurt.
He gave us the Tennessee. That's the thing. When people said Deshaun Watson is poop and he has nothing left, they disregard the last game he played.
What it looks like to me.
Real quick, when Mark Cooper, when they called off that touchdown with Mark Cooper, that's. Technically, Deshaun Watson threw 3 touchdowns and 300+ yards.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the game I'm talking about.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like he still has it.
I've seen enough to know he still has it.
He has it.
Yeah,
he's been. I said this back when it started happening. He was consistently good before in Houston. Then he was consistently bad once he got back. Right. And then he started becoming consistently good again, but got hurt.
And I mean, with everything that he's
always been consistent.
Yeah, and everything that he's gone through. I mean, I was not shocked at the slow start. Because, bro, what I think happened is when all the girls were coming out, I think he thought his career was done. And he seems to me like a person that just stopped working out and stopped throwing the ball, and then he's like, oh shit, I'm actually gonna beat this, and then started getting his conditioning back up. Because he's not that. He's definitely not what he once was. This injury seems a little too lingering for me.
I'm worried, and I want them higher because that defense is great.
Yeah,
and we should have won. And that's the thing.
Myles Garrett's sensational.
Yeah, we'll talk about him later. Just on the Seahawks game alone, she's like PJ Walker just can't be like that's why we wanted Jacoby because he was just that bad. He lost just that game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
You want backups that aren't going to lose.
Also, Stefanski throwing the football 3rd and 4. I get it. He should not have done that. But Jerome Ford is literally wide open. So we could have won that game. So yeah, I get it. If you want to put the Seahawks ahead of us, which we can go on to now, that's fine because they beat us.
They were tied. I just
okay.
So
they beat us, so it's fine.
Yeah, the Seahawks. Speaking of, are number 11. I think I had them over the Browns just because they're healthier. And overall, I mean, the Saints are a team that obviously they're going to get to the playoffs. Obviously, Geno Smith is doing his thing still. They have a good team. They're a team that I just don't see winning a playoff game. And that's just
what's weird about the Seahawks. Yeah. They're 5-2. They're winning football. They look good as a team.
Did you watch the game last Sunday? Did you guys watch the Seahawks Browns game?
Seahawks Browns?
Yeah. Okay. Did you watch it?
Not enough to have this strong opinion on it. I watched it, but not intensively. Okay. So
they just didn't play better. We were a better football team and we had PJ Walker out there.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Geno didn't even look.
That's why.
And that's the thing. I had the Browns higher. I had the Browns ranked as number 9.
Yeah, me too.
So
I had 9 or 8. Yeah.
But Seahawks are winning football without Geno playing well.
Right.
And we know Geno's capable of a little bit more because he did a little bit more last year.
Right.
If he gets it together, if he plays to the level he did last year, I'm not asking for a miracle. It's last year. It's not that far away. If he does that, this is a scary team. Ken Walker is a very good running back.
I think he is.
I think he's a top 5 running back for me.
People think Kenneth Walker stinks.
Yeah.
Dude's a monster.
That's
What the
wild
hell?
to me.
Yeah.
That's a wild take.
I've been in group chats where they say Zach Charbonnet is better. Kenny Walker's.
But that's the
awful.
other thing is the coaching staff seems to like Zach Charbonnet better now. So like,
It was-
I
it
think
was
it's
one game. I think that
gonna
was
move,
like one game though.
I think it's gonna move to closer to a 50-50 split, and it shouldn't be. Ken
Yeah.
Walker should be
He's a dog.
close to a Belko.
He's gonna have back to back couple bad weeks because Browns and Ravens. But
It's tough. That's a tough schedule for
Tough
anybody,
schedule, yeah.
any running back. But still, yeah, I hope they continue to lean on Ken Walker. If they do that and they get Geno Smith into some kind of rhythm, they're scary. That's it.
yeah,
So moving on to the top 10, these are, in my opinion, our Super Bowl contenders, people that could very well be in the Super Bowl. Number 10 is the Bills. Now, my biggest take on the Bills is I think they got, like, I don't know. I think coaching, play calling, it's just not looking good. Because, like, you'll watch a Bills game and you'll see spurts of one of the best defenses on the field, and then you'll see spurts of one of the best offenses on the field. It never has clicked together at the same time over a longer period of time. It's just been one game here, one game there to convince me that the Bills are going to make a run. I think they're just not consistent. It's not looking that good. I think you have a defensive-minded head coach, but you have a very fantastic offense. Because I want to go back to that game against the Jaguars where the offensive play calling was terrible and their defense was really good, but then out of nowhere, their defense was bad and their offense is good. It's just, for me, it's never going to be on the same page.
I had the Bills at 7, first off, so
Yeah.
I did have them a little higher. The problem is Josh Allen is cursed with playing as good as the team he's playing against.
and that's what I'm.
Yeah.
And that could be the Broncos, the 49ers.
Oh, that Giants game was so bad to watch. But
yeah, that was rough.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when I had teams ahead, like if I see the Browns Bills, I just don't see how they actually beat us. You know what I'm saying? That's a team where I don't see how they actually could do that.
That just depends on whether PJ Walker's on.
Right. But I'm saying like,
Yeah.
we
And that's the only reason I have them
Right.
different.
That's-
I would
and
have
I
that
agree
flip.
with you. And I agree
I would
with you.
absolutely
Or
have flip.
even I think the Seahawks could beat them. I think the Jets could beat them. The Jets already beat them.
Could. Yes.
The Jets already beat them.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if they were to go into Pittsburgh, not winning that fucking game.
The Bills
Josh
versus-
Allen's not going to Pittsburgh and winning that game, bro.
That's where I disagree. This is
He's not
the
winning that
thing.
game.
The NFL is a big rock paper scissors league. Like it's not. This team is better than this team, so they're gonna beat this team.
No, I'm not saying Steel. I just think just coaching. I just think
Yeah.
like they're better defensively. The Steelers
Yeah.
and I don't know. There's 10 teams that I can name that the Bills just can't fuck with.
Yeah.
fair enough.
That's just how I look at it.
Right, yeah.
Who's 8?
Number 9, and I'm honestly shocked that they ended up this low, is the Jaguars. So they're number 9. I would consider
I have
them
them higher.
a well-oiled machine at this point, because I think they got it clicking offensively. Defensively, they're starting to look really good. They're sitting at 6-2. They got good coaching. They got a good. We know they had a good team. They're finally just playing to what we thought they would be.
Yeah.
They got a huge boost by playing 2 straight games in London.
Yeah.
And then they came back and kept it up.
Travis Etienne.
They're the
Yeah.
hottest team in the NFL right now. Longest win streak.
Yeah.
5-game win streak right now.
Yeah.
They figured it out, and they started 1-2, and then they figured it out. So it's. With that said, I don't know, and they did just boost the offensive line a little bit. They traded for Ezra Cleveland,
Right.
So that helps a bit. Not that they were bad on the offensive line; they just got better. So overall, this is a team that I think could climb that ladder pretty fast. But I had a hard time putting them ahead of the teams we're going to talk about next.
I get it. Kind of.
Yeah, no, I think for me, I think the Jags can win. Honestly, I'll sit here and say I think the Jags can win a playoff game against anybody ahead of them right now. I think for one game, I think they can absolutely do that.
The problem is, I could say that about literally every team.
Oh, and this top 10.
About
Yeah,
this. Yep.
yeah.
Who's
Besides the
next?
Cowboys.
Who's next?
The Cowboys. They're number 8. I don't.
I'll give you the Cowboys.
Cowboys are looking a lot better now. They're still they're 5-2. I just don't like Dak as their leading quarterback. I don't think they're gonna go in the playoffs and make any noise at all. But they're a good football team.
Big game
That
for
I-
Sunday.
yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think the Cowboys are a dangerous regular season team.
Dangerous.
Not in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
they could fuck up seeding for real.
Oh yeah, I absolutely think they can. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's having another good year.
He looked crazy good in this past game.
They all did.
But-
They was bugging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with the Cowboys is that's what they should be doing, bro. They should be beating the shit out of teams.
And what's wild is Tony Pollard is not doing anything right now.
Yeah, he's a bust in fantasy.
And they are the only team to lose to the Cardinals. So that's why I had them low.
Find anything to latch on to.
Well, for me, it's like if they're gonna lose a game to the Cardinals like that, like they show that they can be uppercut pretty badly.
I hear you, but we got a team ahead of them that lost to the Broncos.
But the Broncos don't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
the Cardinals, we just talked about being frisky.
But we all thought the Cardinals would be like the worst team in the league.
And also those in division, fucking freezing, flu game.
Well, I'm with you. I get it.
Is America's team a Super Bowl contender?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they are.
It's hard to say exclusively no, because they have the talent to do it, period.
They're a top 4 team in the NFC, so yes, they are contenders.
If the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl, I will get a Dak Prescott jersey.
Okay. I don't think they will do it. But I'll tell you this.
I'm just over it.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
The Eagles, I'm more afraid of the Cowboys than the fucking Niners, bro. I think
what?
I think that's the team that I had
Wait, you're more afraid of the Cowboys than you would be the 49ers. And I get the 49ers have lost 3 games in a row, but what?
What do you mean you get that? They look bad, bro.
And they
look bad. Steve Wilkes is not a good DC.
The Cowboys have looked bad, but at a different point in the season.
Who's next?
Number 7 is the Detroit Lions. I think that loss against the Ravens is probably why they ended up this low on our list. Because they got absolutely mollywopped by the Ravens, you know. But it's shout out to Jared fucking Goff. That's why they're number 7.
I get it.
I think the thing that scares me about the Lions is that they've done so good this year, and both Gibbs and J-Mo have not really been integrated into the offense. Now, they finally integrated Gibbs, and he gave you 150 yards on the ground. Love that, and I think it's only a matter of time before Jamison Williams starts seeing the ball more. They just traded for Peoples-Jones. Amon-Ra is looking fucking fantastic. Their defense at different spurts in every single game they've played have absolutely made it impossible for them to do anything. Like, we've seen it against the Raiders. We've seen it against the Buccaneers. Honestly, that game against the Packers in the first half, I thought we were watching the best defense in the league. And I get it, it's the Packers, but they were at like 3 yards at half. I think I would like to see the Lions defense be more consistent. We know that now. We clearly know that they can be a top defense. They just got to be consistent. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know if they can be a top defense because I don't see anybody they've stopped aside from the Chiefs.
The Lions, I would say, it's a team you'd have to watch because when you watch the Lions, they have these spurts where it's impossible to do anything against them whatsoever.
Lions are fun to watch. By all means, I probably watch more Lions football than any team but my own. But it's the team, and this is not a knock on them. The schedule is made. They don't get to pick that. They don't get to pick who they show up against.
You do have cupcakes,
and they look good, but I don't know. It's against bad offenses. It's against teams that we talked about 15 teams ago that they had these big defensive showings.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Gabe.
I don't care.
Shout out to Jared. Big shout out to Jared Goff. He looks great. And the thing is, I don't want to say that Jamison Williams is done, but he's looking like a one-trick pony right now.
I know, but it's hard. It's hard to integrate him into an offense.
That's tough.
It's hard to integrate him into this good offense. You know,
it's just because Laporta's is so good and Amon-Ra is so good.
He is.
Yeah.
But and
all their extras are just getting the job done.
Right.
Like,
I'll give him another excuse too. Like I love Josh Reynolds and his.
Josh Reynolds. I love Raymond still.
Khalif Raymond looks good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now you got Peoples-Jones in that irrelevant mix of wide receivers.
Yeah. Right. So and with that said, James Williams was hurt and suspended. I don't know how that even played out with him being able to recover in or out of the facility. Wasn't able to build the chemistry during that time. It sucks. That's not how you want to start your season for anybody.
But we all know
somebody at that.
But we all know who he is. He's one of the fastest players in the NFL. So I think once he gets integrated, that he's gonna be a weapon for the Lions.
Yeah.
And
he's gonna have the Gabe Davis game in the playoffs.
Like
I can see it.
When you have Amon-Ra getting probably double coveraged. That's going to be where I think we see J-Mo shine as a guy that's going to break away from his solo coverage and do his thing.
Yeah.
It's just we haven't seen it yet. Don't know if we will see it. But I like that the Lions have done this good without him.
Yeah.
And without Gibbs. But now Gibbs is integrated.
And I think Dave Montgomery's the most important piece for them to make a real run.
That's just a scary... the whole offense is just absolutely ridiculous. And now you're putting in that they have a good defense. But number 6, which is pretty funny, the San Francisco 49ers. Some of us had them low. I think me and you had them low. You had them pretty high. I don't want to say I'm over the Brock Purdy thing. I just don't think he's your winning quarterback. I'm ready. I'm just ready for Sam Darnold. Obviously Sam Darnold is like, huh?
I'm listening.
I don't think Sam Darnold is anything special, but I think he's perfect for this offense. You need a guy that just slings the football, and Brock Purdy is just a game manager. I think the 49ers are going to thrive with a slinger at QB.
So a team that lost to the P.J. Walker, the Browns,
the
Minnesota Vikings.
They're unhealthy.
And...
Bro, we all
Joe Burrow.
Coming into this season and for the first handful of episodes, we called the 49ers the best team in the NFL. I can't take that away because they've had 3 very unhealthy games.
Very unhealthy, very bad.
Unhealthy.
Bad games.
Very unhealthy.
Out of character, bad games.
And we're talking about Brock.
Very unhealthy. But that's what I'm saying. You're losing me, bro. You're losing me.
Brock
the Vikings didn't have Justin Jefferson, and they spanked y'all. They spanked the Niners.
Bro, Justin Jefferson isn't the fucking entire offense. Bro, they got Hawkinson. What? The Vikings have a great offense.
But you said very unhealthy. They're losing a left tackle.
Debo's been unhealthy most of the season.
Left tackle and Debo. They're losing Trent Williams and Debo.
Bro, 2 of the biggest pieces on their fucking team. What are we talking about?
You still have George Kittle.
CMC.
You still have George Kittle.
Yeah, CMC's banged up now.
CMC scored.
Bro, Purdy can't find Kittle for the fucking life of him.
Ayuk is still there.
Bro, and that's what I'm saying, bro, but still, like...
Who would you rather have? CMC, Ayuk, Kittle, or TJ Hawkinson, Addison,
clearly,
Jordan Addison?
Bro, and you're helping my argument now, because clearly the 49ers, because if they're fully healthy, they're the best team in the NFL.
That's not even a close one.
No, I just said CMC. Hold on. I just said CMC.
Baby boy.
I said CMC, Kittle, and Ayuk. Listen, Ayuk.
Yep.
Or Addison, Hawkinson, and Alexander Madison. Who would you rather have?
Again, the 49ers.
Yeah,
they lost to the Vikings. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I'm not saying
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, every team is fucking not healthy, bro. Every team. But the only healthy team they played against was the Bengals, and they got cooked. But the Browns are missing Nick Chubb, our right tackle, Deshaun Watson, our corner. We're missing people too, and lost the game.
Yeah. And this is where the rankings are inconsistent too, because I factored the injuries hitting harder for other teams, but some are more permanent than others. These guys will be back. And
I get that.
And they added
Chase on, bro. They added on.
And I do get that. But we're talking about right now. We're not talking about...
Chase Young's there right now.
But again, now, I'm not taking too much from those 3 games.
I'm just saying, the Niners is too high, like, right now. They're on a 3-game losing streak. And they were heavily favored in all those games.
Right, but I'm gonna continue
like
to say
5.5 plus.
They have some, and you know what? Okay, I'm gonna swing this argument a little bit because I think the 49ers need to fire their medical staff at this point because I feel like every single year for the past 5 years we get to this point where the 49ers are too fucking injured. So I think 6 shouldn't be you know what I'm saying? Argued it's low. It's low for a team that we consider the best team in the league.
I get it. I have the Bengals, Browns, Seahawks, Jags, Cowboys, Lions, Kansas City all ahead of them.
So 49ers are at the Jags this weekend. I think we learn a lot about both teams. I think that's
the week after.
Or sorry, their next game rather after their.
But
bye.
I can't be wilding for putting the Browns when we beat them with PJ Walker. I can't be wilding for playing the Seahawks because the Seahawks are playing. Seahawks are playing better football.
Bro,
I can't be wilding.
All right, so
Bengals
you go into the playoffs. Round 1, are you more comfortable putting a bet on the Browns to win a playoff game or the 49ers?
It's different.
It's 2 different conferences.
But that's a different conversation.
So I'm not putting the Browns above the 49ers.
That's a different conversation, though.
I'm not putting the Seahawks above the 49ers.
But they might win the division 1. 2, it's a different thing. Power rankings are right now.
Right, and now.
But not in the playoffs.
I know, but right now, even with
the playoffs, yes, I agree with you.
I know, but I'm saying right now, even with these 3 losses, those 3 losses did not show me that the 49ers are trash.
I'm not saying they're not trash.
I don't know. I mean, I still didn't have
Beauty
them,
of power rankings are there whatever you want them to be.
Yeah, they are. They're my power rankings. The Niners just being better than the Jags. No way.
I've got them
There's no
significantly
way.
higher. I'm honestly, after this conversation, I'll knock them down a peg or two. No
You're
question.
telling me they're better than the Lions?
49ers?
Yeah.
In what way? They're not playing better football than them. They're not playing
They're
better
not right
football
now.
than the Jags or the Lions,
But they're
or the Cowboys.
they're capable-
They're not even playing better than the Cowboys right now. Who
So-
they just cooked.
Every
49ers, bro.
every team in the league has a range of outcomes. I'm saying that they have a higher range of
I
outcomes.
agree with you guys. If we were
And that's
doing
what
the
I'm-
future power rankings, I'm with you. Currently, right now, the Jags and Lions are playing 50 times better football. It's not even close. They would cook them. The Lions would put 30 on their head right now. Because it's not even an offensive thing. It's a defensive thing is what I'm trying to tell you. Their defense is suspect. Is all I'm trying to... They don't get to the quarterback and Chase Young.
I think they're about to.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get that. But their corners still suck.
Yep.
Like, Tre'Davious Ward stink. He's getting cooked out there by Jordan Addison.
He's a good corner playing terrible football. That's the thing. He's capable of good football. So that's what I need to see it.
I get
but
it.
I'm with you. Steve Wilkes is not doing what he needs
He's not
to do.
doing what he's doing, and that's a problem. Health
Yeah.
or not. Chase Young or not.
Correct.
Steve Wilkes is not getting that defense to play the way they're supposed to play.
Right.
And that's an alarming
And
thing
they're
to me.
missing
And they're-
that like
D'Amico Ryans.
aggression that they've had with Salah, with D'Amico
Right,
Ryans.
right.
At
And
the
their
defensive
schedule
coordinator.
only is going to get harder.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're gonna learn a lot on Sunday, November
The Eagles
12th.
were going
But-
to cook that team. The Eagles were
bro,
going to cook the Niners.
I like the Niners at 6 because it's like it's not high enough because they've lost 3 in a row, but it's also it's not low enough because again like fully knowing what they do, knowing it's the 49ers, I think they're a top 3 team in the NFL. You know what I mean? That's what factored in mind.
I got you.
But number 5, I went with we went with the Kansas City Chiefs off average. I don't know. I'm very weird on this because it's like, okay, they got Patrick Mahomes. They won last year without having barely anything. This year they're winning without barely anything. Do I think that they can beat, some of these teams in the playoffs? It's hard to say yes. But it's Patrick Mahomes, so that's why I was confused. So I have him at 5th, or we have him at 5th. I think 5th is a perfect spot for him. Because do we think that they're the best team in the league? No. Do we think that they're not a top 5 team? No. So Chiefs at 5.
I said I had to have them in essentially the top 2 until they proved me wrong, and now they proved me wrong.
Yeah.
So like they bumped.
And Patrick Mahomes has to be sitting there like, yo guys, where's my fucking help besides Mecole Hardman, bro? Like they have. I know Patrick Mahomes is sitting there upset.
Yeah, and their schedule doesn't get light over the next couple weeks either. They get a bye week in the middle, but they got Dolphins in Germany. Then they got Chiefs versus Eagles.
Yeah,
so
tough one.
Wow.
Now number 4. This is gonna make you mad because you had them very low. How the hell did they get to 4? I actually may have messed this up because you have them at 11. You have them low, but oh well. The Bengals, I guess. Bengals at number 4. I think I had them high, and the reason why I had them high, the reason why I had them high, was because Joe Burrow and the Bengals are now in these past games looking exactly what they've looked like every time that they've made a deep run in the playoffs. Like I think Joe Burrow is back, being what they need him to be. Bill, your take lasted a good long time. It was a very good take. I'm not saying it's a bad one. But I think they figured it out. Their defense is getting better as we go along in the season. I think they're hungry now. They got their hunger back. That win against the 49ers was fucking beautiful. They squeezed one out against the Seahawks. I think they're taking care of business now. I think they keep rolling. And Joe Burrow, good shit. I mean, it's like you can bet on Joe Burrow having a bad first 4 games, but the rest of the season it's there.
I do get it.
I'm still uncertain.
I don't want to talk too much about the Bengals because I think I messed this one part up on the rankings. So,
Understood. Yeah, and I agree. They're not top 4.
They're not top 4
because I think
they're literally last in their division.
I think I had them 4th, so I think I accidentally put them 4th on the list.
Yeah. So on average, that would mean they're somewhere around 7th. So we can go back, adjust it when we actually post these rankings. But still, the Bengals are a lot better than what they started as.
For sure.
And I can't say that Joey B going up against the Cardinals defense proves a whole lot to me. I can't say him going against the Seahawks D proves a whole lot to me.
Well, he didn't even play good against the Seahawks. It was like 13 or 14. He didn't even play that good against the Seahawks.
I mean, I watched that game. The refs did have a fucking huge hand in on that game. Like, it was scary at one point.
They did.
But
he had 185 yards in that game. So I'm not saying this guy is just back.
yeah.
Right.
He beat
he
the
looked
Seahawks.
good against the Niners.
Correct.
And that's
And
what
that's the
he
thing.
wakes up against the teams he needs to wake up
looked good
against.
against the Niners.
No, he doesn't. He woke up against the Niners. That's it. He didn't really wake up against any other good teams.
But and
He woke up against
I went
Cardinals.
to an extent. I went to an extent. He looked good against the Niners. But my reason why I don't have him in my top 10 is because who have they fucking beaten?
That's
Right.
fair. And that's fair. Like I said,
And they lost to my team.
No, but like I
And
said,
they lost to the Ravens.
well, like I said,
The
I fucked
Niners
up
is a
that.
huge
I fucked
win.
up that part of the rankings. Yeah.
The Niners is a huge win, and he did play good.
Yeah.
He had 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He
a
played
great
great.
game.
He played
That's
great.
exactly what he needs
Exactly.
to do. But outside of that, it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't see a whole
So-
lot that shows he's redeemed. This
Top
season.
3. Number 3, we got the Ravens. I keep saying but number 3, we got the Ravens. I think this is perfect for them. I mean, they've lost some games that they shouldn't. They've had some performances that they shouldn't have had. Like, they've squeaked by a couple times. So I agree with them not being in the top 2. But also I like them at 3 because it's you know what they have. We know what they have. They have one of the best defenses. Their offense is starting to figure shit out as we go along here. So they're a scary team. They're
Interesting.
bad.
Yeah. I can see that. I
Yeah.
get it.
Like, it's,
They're
amongst the best, but they're not the best.
No,
Like,
no,
that's
right.
just,
That's for you. That's for you guys for sure.
I love their defense. Like we've talked about their
Yeah, their
defense all
defense.
year
No, their
long.
defense is great. Their
And-
defense is great. Lamar's playing great.
Their offense is very, very capable. But
It's a team
ultimately-
you just have to see what happens in the playoffs. Like,
Right.
the regular season is pretty irrelevant for the Ravens right now. I mean, seeding obviously is relevant.
It's an
but-
offense that scares me personally as a Dolphins fan because we can't defend tight end very well. So it's like cookie cutter. This is how you can beat the Dolphins. Very good defense, good tight end. That's it. But outside of
Tight
that,
ends are doing their thing this year, though.
some of them, yeah.
So, and I'm assuming you guys have the Dolphins at 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I have the Ravens at 2,
Yeah.
and the reason why I take a step back for the Dolphins being ahead of them is because the Dolphins haven't won a big away game. Like the Ravens, and that's
good
very
point.
alarming. Like,
But yeah, Dolphins at number 2.
You went to Buffalo and got your ass cooked. And Eagles game was closer, but like that. But you're playing against real competition, and like the Chargers game was basically a home game. SoFi was basically like a home game. Like,
Yeah, I get that.
You get that.
You got to travel the West Coast, so I'm going to take it away from you.
I get it.
But
you know
it's not an aggressive way game.
SoFi, like whoever's there, it's like way team. But I get what you're saying.
Correct.
But
yeah.
I'm just saying,
On a West
and the
Coast
Chargers
game?
thing, too.
Yeah.
But that's not the point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think the Ravens are just like if the Dolphins were to go into Baltimore, which technically right now that's what would it be.
Yep.
I'd like the Baltimore's chances.
Yeah. And me, I have the Dolphins ahead because it's, like, for one, fully healthy. Like, Jalen Waddle's actually, like, because Jalen Waddle's been dealing with, his back injury for the last couple games.
Oblique.
He has all these nagging injuries.
Yeah.
If they are to go into the playoffs healthy, I like it because Tua and Tyreek Hill are on this whole different level of of connection right now. It's like damn near psychic because you look and like they've shown photos of when Tua's throwing the ball and where Tyreek Hill is, and it's just fucking insane that it's just working
And
out that
Ramsey
way.
being back is huge for you.
Yeah, and Ramsey he got in there.
Yeah.
Bro, they were not throwing it to that side of the field because of how good Jalen Ramsey looked in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And in that one interception that he got was one of the nastiest interceptions
So was he
that I've
playing
ever
safety
seen.
on that?
No, he was like a deep deep zone coverage.
Okay.
And then he just had the wherewithal to just run back and intercept it.
He was kind of. I gotta look at the play again to really tell you exactly what scheme was, but he was essentially covering a different guy.
almost
he
all the way
saw-
down the field.
He saw the other guy was uncovered, 12 yards ahead of him.
Yeah.
Jumped at it as soon as the quarterback got past this read.
Yeah, that could have been pick six too. If
It was close, and
Yeah.
he was upset about it. Mike McDaniels gave him trash about it, for not running it back to the house. I like it. I love what he does for that team. He called the shot. He's going to be a leader in that locker room that we need, a veteran presence, and I really like what that does for the defense. I think that can wake up a lot of guys.
And Achan's coming back. I like the running back room. Love the receivers. Love
When's he coming back?
Week 11.
Yeah.
So
and I like
still it's been
so we got bye week after this. So this is the fourth week.
Copy.
So that'll be.
And that's my thing. Like with the Dolphins. And I think with the Dolphins, it's just like I said it last year. They go into the playoffs with this team that they have. They're gonna put up 20 to 30 every game, and that's gonna win you football games. So I think like the Dolphins are definitely a shoo-in for a deep playoff run if everything stays the same.
Yeah, the thing is right now they're in a lock. You know, the all 4 division leaders right now 6-2. I don't know how the Dolphins do if they don't get home field advantage. So this is a big game in Germany against the Chiefs.
Germany, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
and then we have
number 1.
We're all good with the Eagles at 1.
Fly, Eagles, fly! Go Birds, bitch! We got the Eagles at number 1. I love what I'm seeing now. I think that both of those games against the Commanders were so fucking funny because they were so sweaty by the end of the game. But it's just the Eagles are the one team in the NFL right now where I watch them and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a win. No matter at what point, like they were down to the Commanders, like it doesn't matter, it's gonna be a win. Jalen Hurts is clicking really fucking well with the offense right now. The defense has a lot to be desired, but you can only trust that it's going to get better as the season goes along, especially after the trade for Byard. But this offense is just like the tush push, the brotherly shove, the butt plug, whatever you want to call it.
The butt plug?
No one's the first time I've heard it called.
No one's called it that besides me. But that play, they do it so well that it's the only team in the NFL where it's a full 5-down team no matter where. Well, I mean, obviously you want to do it on like the 30-yard line on your own territory, but
still only get 4 downs unless you're getting all that help from the refs.
Yeah.
Like you did against the Dolphins. But
no, the Eagles and that's another thing I want to say is a lot of people say the Eagles got lucky against the Dolphins. There was one of all the flags that were called, there was one that impacted the game. It was the roughing the passer. The Eagles won by 2 touchdowns. Don't care.
I wouldn't say they're lucky. I'm just saying I don't like how there was 0 penalties on.
Well, they had a couple, but they were offset by the Dolphins penalties. But at this,
if you're only going to throw a flag when you have a different flag already down,
yeah, for sure,
then that's still 0.
But at the same time, those calls that were called against the Dolphins did not really impact the game.
I disagree. I think holding in any capacity is impactful. If that's taking points off the board, giving the ball back to the Eagles, then the Eagles go down and score. How's that not a 14-point swing?
But I'm saying, like, at the end of the game, like after that roughing the passer call, the roughing the passer call was ugly. Like I thought it was terrible. But after that, it was a clean football game.
Well, what was it? Who was that catch? Didn't Cedric Wilson have like a catch and he was held? That non-holding
like
call?
I said, there was a couple of calls that weren't called against the Eagles, but at
the
end of
the
end of the game, when the game was close, the Eagles had 2 clean offensive drives that won them the game.
Right.
And the Dolphins just couldn't get it done.
In that moment, yes, but at the same time, this game might have been out of hand in the other direction if it was called properly.
I don't believe so.
So I don't believe.
I think you win the game.
That's the thing. Honestly, we got completely outplayed. Right. It's a moot point in this game, but I don't like that refs can get away with that. I don't like that they're not held accountable.
You're telling me, bro.
But hey, when it favors my team, I ain't bitching.
Right. So I just think that could have done a little bit more for our rhetoric if it wasn't out there that we got beat by 2 scores against the Eagles.
I'm with you.
All right, man. And that's our power rankings. Oof. Very, very crazy. We got through it. So give us some Bills block.
Sounds good.
Got some Bills block.
We'll fly through Bills block here. I got a FanDuel lineup for you guys. We did hit a little cold streak while I wasn't actually sending in the Bills box. So saved you some money. Didn't win you some money. Saved you some money by not posting the last couple episodes. So honestly, the ones that I've actually aired, still batting 1,000. Still have cashed every single one of these in 50-50 lineups.
Locked in.
So locked in. We're still undefeated on the season, which I love.
Yes, sir.
Feeling good about this one. So lock it in again. We got Derek Carr at quarterback stacking with Rashid Shaheed. So value play, going up against Chicago, hard not to like Derek Carr. He's been pretty much a 20-point machine for the past few weeks. It's not pretty, but it's happening. So we'll take it. Rashid Shaheed is one of his favorite targets, especially at the value you're getting him at. Good for a long score against the Chicago Bears. So let's lock that in. For running backs, spending up a little bit here, got Jonathan Taylor up against Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers have been absolutely terrible against running backs this year. 31st against the position, so lock that in. Ramondre Stevenson against the Washington
He's on
Commanders.
my fantasy team. He needs to go off.
You see that the Commanders no longer have a defensive line to put on the field, then you might as well lock in the opposing running back, at least for now, until they figure something out. And meanwhile, Ramondre Stevenson has been getting receptions. The reason we were all drafting Ramondre Stevenson high is because he was a good PPR back.
He went to Oklahoma.
And that too, sure, why not? But mostly because he was a PPR back. So he wasn't getting targets. Now he's getting targets. So let's lock that into. For receivers, going CeeDee Lamb as wide receiver 1 against the Eagles. Eagles have been bleeding points against wide receiver 1s.
Another Oklahoma.
In addition, another Oklahoma. Great point. That's probably not why I did that. And then Tank Dell as wide receiver 3 up against Tampa Bay.
Tank Dell is interesting because it's like the games that you expect Tank Dell to go off, the ball goes to Nico Collins, and the games you expect Nico Collins to go off, the ball goes to Tank Dell.
Yep, and just can't afford Nico Collins in this lineup, so that's why we're hoping for Tank Dell. So at tight end, going Dallas Goedert against the Cowboys as well. So Cowboys have a good defense, but have not defended tight ends super well.
The connection with Jalen Hurts and Goddard thrives when there's a good defense on the other end.
Yep, and tight end is the one position they're not guarding as well as everything else, so it's kind of a point funnel. So we'll take Dallas Goedert there. In the flex, going with Josh Jacobs against the Giants. The Raiders are going to win this game somehow, some way.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
I hope.
think it happens through running the ball and feeding Devontae Adams. Can't afford Devontae Adams, so we're going with Josh Jacobs. And for defense, going with the New Orleans Saints against super agent Tyler Bagent.
Super agent Tyler Bagent. I like that.
That's Bill's block. Another addition. So for best bet, Bill has 2 wins. Dom has 1. I have 1. My best bet right now, I'm going with the Eagles spread. Fly Eagles fly. I think the Eagles win by more than 3 against the Cowboys.
Wow.
If I were to do another bet, I think the Cowboys will take the first half and then the Eagles will run away with it in the second half.
Yeah.
What's
the game? Philly, right?
I think it's in Dallas.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's in Philly. It's in Philly. So I love it. I love the Eagles there for that game. I think they're just, for the rest of the season, they're going to go on a run here. I got Hawkinson over on yards. I think if there's one thing that's going to happen, no matter who's at their starting quarterback, they're going to throw the ball to Hawkinson. So I just like that bet. And then I got the over on the Bengals-Bills game. I think this is going to be our first true shootout of the season. I think the Bills and Dolphins are going to just show out against each other, and we're going to get an all-time game. So I like the over on that. Huh?
I think it's Bills and Dolphins. I said Bills Bengals.
Or Chiefs Dolphins.
Or Chiefs Dolphins, you meant.
Wait, what?
You said...
Who that?
You said Bills Bengals. You said... No.
Bills Dolphins.
You said Bills Dolphins.
I meant Bills-Bengals.
There we go.
Yeah, my bad. My
You're
bad.
good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, and I put that too. Man, Bengals, Bills, my bad.
You good.
Bengals and the Bill Hollerins game. I'm surprised Bill's not a Bills fan. But yeah, Bengals and Bills, I think it's going to be a shootout. And that's all I got. Those are my 3.
I got Tyreek 80 yards.
Okay.
Revenge game. I got the Browns minus 7.5.
Okay.
And I got Joe Burrow 2 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
Because I'm with you with the over.
Bro, every time I bet on him to do that last year, he just failed me.
You know, I think there'll be a lot. Where's that game? Where's that?
Which one?
Cincinnati. Cincinnati.
I believe it's in Buffalo.
Is it?
I'll check right now.
It's at Cincinnati.
I like that.
Okay, yeah. I'm about to start putting the matchups on the board.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So I like Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow. 2 pass TDs for sure.
All right, Bill.
I like it. So I don't have it in here, but I was gonna say Tyreek for 100. So
I like that too.
Yeah.
You can do Tyreek for 80, safety blanket, or if you want it.
Feeling aggressive,
Or if you want to be like me, you just go 120.
Or you can do that too.
125, my bad.
I'm going Raiders money line.
I like that.
Again, new head coach.
This is going to be such a
interim head
disaster
coaches.
of a game, man.
Interim head coaches almost always win.
Aiden O'Connell versus Danny DeVito.
Dolphins Chiefs for the same reason you said Bills Bengals. I think Dolphins Chiefs has to go over. I think Dolphins defense is just not good enough to contain Mahomes, and I think Tua is going to be locked in Germany. And Commanders Patriots. I think that Commanders defense is just so bad that I can't see it going under. So I've got over 40.5. it's two ugly offenses, but I just can't see the Commanders not allowing points there.
I'm with you.
Two ugly ass teams. All right, so 5 wins, 5 touchdowns here.
Do we have a game of the week real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
But I don't even know if I have a game of the week.
There's too many right now. I
thought I had a game of the
Bro,
week.
you texted us in the chat and you said let's do game of the week and you didn't have a game of the week.
I know I have a game of the week somewhere. Oh yeah, I have my game of the week. My underrated game of the week. I actually have Seattle, Baltimore.
Okay.
I obviously we love the Giants Raiders shit, but I think game of the week is Ravens Seahawks. See how that is.
I'm with it. I think that's a great one. Bills Bengals is great.
Yeah.
Chiefs Dolphins
Texas
is great.
Buccaneers too is.
Yeah, we got some good games this week.
After last week's dud of a slate, this is exciting. I feel good about this one.
So speaking of that, for 5 wins, 5 touchdowns, records up here above our head. I'm 20-10 with 7 touchdowns. Bill is 21-9 with 11 touchdowns. Dom is 13-17, but with 15 touchdowns. So that would put Bill as number 1, Dom as number 2, me as number 3 if we're combining wins and touchdowns. So this week I'm going with the Chiefs over the Dolphins. Sorry, Bill. I think
I'm gonna gain more ground.
You know, I think Mahomes. He got the refs. He got the Swifties. He got
He doesn't have the German refs.
Is she coming?
Both. That's a good one.
Hey,
probably if she's gotten a full relationship with Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey. Sorry, yeah.
Maybe.
She's definitely coming. But the second game, I got the Ravens over the Seahawks. I just really, in my head, I can't picture the Seahawks going into Baltimore and taking one from the Ravens. I got the Eagles over the Cowboys. Mentioned that earlier. I have one second. I got the Bengals over the Bills. I think the Bengals are really going to show something here. I think Joe Burrow's locked in now. I think they're going to keep that going. And I have the other game. I really couldn't decide this game because there's just too many weird games after those games. I got the Buccaneers over the Texans. I don't think the Texans are doing enough right now to win that game. Whereas I think the Bucs are going to do their thing, get right back to where they were.
Yep, I'm with you. I got the Bucs. I think Baker revenge game right here, going back home to Texas. So, Pats against the Commanders. In New England, I don't know why I feel like they're going to win this game.
Zeke touchdown.
I got the Eagles as well.
Okay.
I got the Raiders. And I got the Bungholes. Facts. Cincinnati Bungholes.
So I'm with you guys on Raiders and Eagles for sure. I've got Dolphins over Chiefs.
Okay.
Understandably why.
Yeah.
I've got Bills over Bengals. I do think Josh Allen is going to outperform.
You might as well cash out. You might as well cash out for $5 right
now. I think so. Listen. These are my 2 guys that I've been knocking for 2 years now.
Yeah, this must be an exciting game for you.
Yeah, somebody's got to lose this, and I'm happy about that part. But
imagine if it's a tie.
Put in that bet. But I got Bills at plus money. That's the thing. Like I think that's kind of the deciding factor here. I know it's at Cincinnati, and Cincinnati has a little bit to prove on their home ground. But I don't know. I think the Bills take this, and I've got Jets over Chargers. Even more plus 144 for that.
I like that.
Jets at plus 144 feels like a great bet. So
I like that a lot.
This is overall that 5-teamer is plus 29.25. So I feel decent about
$5 to win what, my friend? $5 to win what?
$5 wins 151.
There you go.
That's good. That's good for a five leg team. Whatever money line. Yeah, that. So for touchdowns, I got DeAndre Hopkins. Reason being is because I think Will Levis is going to continue to spam him the ball. He scored 3 last game. I don't think he gets 2 or 3. I think he'll get 1 this week. I got Jalen Hurts. He didn't find the end zone last game, which ruined me a bet. But I think he'll get pushed right into victory this week. I got Hawkinson. Again, I think they're just going to spam the ball to him. I wouldn't be surprised if he has upwards of 8, 9. Yeah, like 8, 9, 10 receptions. I think one of those will be in the end zone. And for Jamar, I got Jamar Chase and Diggs because it's a big game, and if there's one thing that those two do is that they score touchdowns in big games.
I'm with you.
And I think one of those will be the first touchdown scorer. I don't know which, but those are my 5 touchdown guys.
Excellent. I got 4 features from Bills blocks, so I already went through the reasoning, so I'll just kind of list those off. CeeDee Lamb against the Eagles, Ramondre Stevenson against the Commanders, Jonathan Taylor against Carolina Panthers, and Rashid Shaheed against Chicago Bears. Adding in Tyreek Hill against Chiefs. Revenge game. Can't miss that.
Way to be.
I got Jerome Ford, touchdown. Tyreek Hill, touchdown. I also got D-Hop, touchdown. I got Mark Andrews, touchdown, locked in. And A.J. Brown, touchdown. Against
A sneaky little line is I got Devontae Smith getting 100 yards.
Okay.
I think the Cowboys, I'm not going to say they're going to lock down A.J. Brown, but I think they'll prevent him from the end zone and also prevent him from any big plays.
I think they're going to try like hell to prevent him from 125.
Yeah, right.
That's
So I think the Devontae Smith's going to he's going to love that. He's going to be a little bit more open than usual, and I like Devontae Smith here this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's our big episode. When you guys watch and when you guys like the episode, it's not even an if anymore. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, leave us some feedback. We love that. Shout out to Belgium. Shout out to Ghana. Now we got to shout out Australia because they're becoming one of our top viewers out of nowhere. And also, whoever's watching in Oregon, shout out to you. You guys are randomly one of our...
R.I.P. Bobby Knight. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bobby Knight.
Bucks stink.
Yeah, and that's R.I.P. the Raiders. And
shout out Alfred Sengun,
who's got 4 points. Need 11 more right now to catch it.
Yeah, already 4 points in the first.
The Bucks are losing by 22 to the Raptors.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah.
With that being said, have a good day. Thank you for watching.